as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
The nicest thing about doing Marbella now for me is I get to meet so many different people, but it's the networking that makes it possible. This lovely guest, Evangelos, comes courtesy of Georgina Shaw of Shaw Marketing Services, and she said to me, you're just going to want to meet this gentleman. You have a business school in Estepona, and from what we've just been chatting, really a pleasure to meet you. I can't wait to know more.
Nice to be here, thank you.
Evangelos, your surname is unpronounceable for me at the moment. I can practice.
Zographos.
Zographos.
Means painter.
Painter, Zographos, Greek origins.
Greek origins, yes.
But where are you from? Greece yourself?
No, Greek origins. Grew up in London, in the UK. At the age of 10.
Yeah, I already found out that you speak Spanish, and that's not normal for us Brits. So how did that come about? How do you speak Spanish?
My wife Spanish, and basically learned the language that way.
Which part of Spain is she from?
Galicia.
Oh, so in Galicia, although there are tourism, it's not in the same way that we have here in the Costa del Sol.
No, it's far more
So you speak
rural,
Spanish
far
or you
more-
don't eat?
Exactly. No choice.
Basically.
And the food is great there. So
The food is great. It's very different, the style of cuisine from here in the Mediterranean side of Spain
a lot
up
of
to
fish, a lot
Galicia.
of
Shellfish.
shellfish, absolutely.
And the style of big
very
potajes,
rich.
like those stew type foods, which obviously when it's colder are very welcomed.
Stodge.
I was trying to let you
keep
someone
you
asked
warm.
me to translate the word slop. I said, how do you explain slop? But we managed to find it in the end. So, Evangelos,
Yes.
you have a business school.
Well,
Explain a
part
little
of-
bit.
part of the
Tell me
team.
more.
School was started by Dr. Edward Schellhammer, psychologist by training, an author as well, 9 years ago. It's actually probably the best kept secret in the Costa, because now we're also fully accredited by ASIC, which is a British accreditation service, which means that anybody who studies with us, their diploma degree is accepted in Europe, in the USA, in Asia.
A real school.
Oh, absolutely,
It's a
absolutely.
it's a real
The
thing.
real deal.
The real deal.
Absolutely.
And what kind of education do you
Higher
offer?
education, higher education.
Sorry.
We're a business school offering bachelor's programs and master's programs for essentially, because down here in the Costa there's a very good secondary education system. There's Aloha, there's Soto Grande School, but there's nothing for higher education. So a young man, young lady wants to finish their A-levels, carry on studying, they haven't got many choices.
If you want to stay in Marbella or in this area in the Costa del Sol, these are the facilities that do make us five-star. These are the things that do bring people in to buy homes with their families, knowing that they have this mid-long-term option.
Absolutely right, absolutely right.
In this community, in the sense of it's like you can travel the world, work in the world without leaving. Having a good business knowledge basically here serves you for
Essentially
everything.
That's the premise. Trade is what actually unifies all of us, and business is essentially trade.
I mean, even if you're an actor, a singer,
A
if you don't know how to
psychologist,
manage your
absolutely.
own finances,
Absolutely right.
how many of our pop stars or actors end up being swindled out of everything because their financial manager
It's
or
fundamental,
controller?
Fundamental. Especially nowadays, it's a complex world, it's a globalized world, and in that sense, lots of things are common. But one thing is common is obviously the English language, and the other thing is everybody's involved in business.
Exactly.
Everything's a business.
Everything's a business, no, exactly, even if you're an artist or a performer.
Absolutely.
If someone, as I understand that if you've done your A-levels, etc., but if someone wants to go and do a course, business management, let's say they're not necessary, that maybe they don't have O-levels, maybe they don't have A-levels, but they want to go and do a course.
We offer something called the foundation program, which is for, let's say, 17-year-olds who haven't done phenomenally well. They want to improve. They want to have, if you like, a university education. They can attend that program. We get them ready. It's a pre-university program, and then they can go on and either go to another university or join us for our BA program.
And unfortunately, and this has actually got you in the Spanish system, and with a lot of our international children having been placed in the Spanish system that has a repeat a year, there are certain things you don't pass, math and the Spanish language, that they make you repeat. So there are actually more children that have fallen out of the system than maybe we'd like to recognise.
And that is something we also want to address, and in fact we are addressing it next year by offering A-levels as well, because we're going to be accredited by Cambridge. So a student can come to us from the age of 16 all the way to 23 and then come back and do his MBA after he's had some work experience.
My gosh, this is fabulous news. Having kids myself, obviously I appreciate the importance of these offers. I'm not such a kid myself. Could I come and do a course or anything for grown-ups to come and do?
We have programs like that as well.
Because I think it's important to get a grip of organisation.
Executive programs that run for a semester, or there's something far more that Dr. Schellhammer specialises in. He calls it the retreat, which offers, how can I describe it, spiritual healing, for want of another description.
And guidance, don't in a sense, everything is involved. How many people, I've been talking, I work with opticians in my day-to-day through my normal world. And I have someone starting work, and it's like, you speak to them because they're coming with that attitude of a city, and everything's important and everything's urgent and everything's yesterday and nothing's satisfactory. This is obviously very detrimental to any business.
Not only business, but education itself.
And
a lot of education has become a bit like a sausage factory. And our move to Estepona, for example, and the new campus that we have, where we incorporate accommodation, literally in a beautiful environment, so they can come there, stay there, study there, swim if they want to, play paddle if they want to, go to the gym, all is available.
Wow, I was thinking about taking a few days holiday. I'm coming to book in with you.
Come and join us.
I definitely think it's worth coming personally to see, and also if we can arrange to come up with the cameras, because it sounds fabulous.
Please
and
do,
it is.
please do.
This is the key to Marbella. For us to have a healthy future as a community and as a city, we need good educational facilities, and this is what
that's exactly what we're offering.
your facilities are offering.
We've taken a long time, we've refined our product or our service, and as I said, getting accreditation from the UK now for us was, if you like, the cherry on the icing.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm coming to stay. Book me in, Dano. Sorry,
Please do.
Evangelos.
Please do.
Absolute pleasure. We'll be seeing you again.
Fantastic.
As my daddy said,
Thank
it's
you.
not a threat, it's a promise.
No problem. Okay.
Super.
Good.
Hey, hey.
The Zero Hero program supports a lot of businesses, as you know, and I'm going to list you them all right now. It's quite a long list. So we have on the Zero Hero program, which reminds you, you get free soft drinks at any of these places if you are with Linea Directa and if you are the designated driver. So we have the Kempinski Bahia, Urban Villa Boutique Hotel, the Hard Rock Cafe in Puerto Banus, La Red Beach Bar, the Harbour, as I've just announced, Beckett's, the Playwright, TIBU, Babilonia, Portside, Linekers, Que Padre Mexicano, Ambrosía, and so many more. So visit our website at www.marbellanowtv.com to find all of these restaurants that are with the Zero Hero program. And contact us if you're interested in joining into the wonderful program of Zero Hero, so you can have promotion on this TV. And also, it's just a wonderful thing to have in a place, and it's a wonderful surprise for any visitors who come to your business.
Hey, hey.
I'm joined here by the lovely Linda Wooden, who is on the committee, you said?
Yes.
Of age concern in Marbella here and in San Pedro. Now tell me, why do we need to be concerned with our age?
Well, with age concern, there are a lot of people over 50 that live along this coast, and they need, at some point, possibly, to be cared for, looked after, guided in different directions. The public need to know that they can't possibly walk down to the local shops, and one of the neighbours could go and do that. Or, in certain other situations, you've got the volunteers that can actually go in and talk to them and so on and so forth. But there are a lot of people that are not aware that we have got age concern down here in southern Spain. They're all aware of the British one, but they're not really aware of the south coast of Spain, and particularly Andalusia.
How can clients get with the system? How do they need to get to keep in contact with you people?
Well, obviously we have a telephone number, we have a helpline, and they can find that out by going onto Google and asking for Age Concern Marbella San Pedro, and obviously we will pop up because we now have a website eventually. You know, which is absolutely fantastic.
Sounds great.
But also, if you go through the British Consul, they have a website that will guide them to the branch that they need to go for in order to be able to look after that person, because it's not just Marbella San Pedro, although I'm only involved in that. We have Fuengirola, we have down in Estepona, we have various branches along the Costa del Sol.
So if I want to help out with this, what should I be doing? How do I get involved?
Well, if you wanted to come along as a volunteer, or a youth volunteer for that matter as well, what you would do is approach us. We would then do an assessment of what you're wanting to do for the association, and then you would be put through a course. It's only an hour's course on how to go and see older people, how to deal with them, and that sort of thing. And then also fundraising, you know, which is actually jolly important for all of us along the coast here, because the only way that we can all survive is through raising money and awareness through the public.
And you've told me that you have events coming up.
Yes, very exciting.
Tell me about
those.
We
have a couple of events happening. We have one in September, mid-September, which is a mid-season event. And then we have always, which is very successful, a Christmas event where we have a choir. And last year, we had a very successful one with 93 people came along for Christmas lunch.
That's amazing.
And it was hugely popular. And many, many people obviously have come to see their families down on the coast. And they take their mothers or their fathers or whatever to the lunch because they're unable to get there themselves because they don't drive anymore and so on. But the most exciting thing is we've now got a new fundraising committee member.
Oh, really?
And he's been very, very involved with large companies all over the world. And he's recently agreed to join our committee. So it's very exciting.
Really good.
Yes. So next year we're planning an enormous event with about 200 people, you know, and obviously we're just putting it all together right now and sorting out the right venue for that particular event. But what we are desperate for, if you don't mind me asking you, is we're desperate for people who need our help. We have many volunteers now. Thank you very much to, obviously,
to everyone helping.
Yes, to everyone helping and so on. But we need more patience, basically.
It's a very interesting situation you have there. So you have all of this possibility and all this amazing work that you guys are doing, but you just need to, you really want to help others, don't you?
Yeah, and obviously, you know, there are quite a lot of fairly elderly people, and they prefer living here than living in the UK or Finland, which I believe is where you come from.
Yes, my grandparents come down here when it's too cold in winter. And so, yeah, I definitely think that this could be a good thing for them as well.
Well, a good place for them to retire to, really.
Definitely.
And so, therefore, we have to be very aware of that. There's some very good homes here that will look after people. But pre that, we need to think about how do we get to those people. So please phone us.
Okay.
And, you know, we'll go do an assessment and then take that person on and put them in the right direction.
So what I understand is anyone, if you know anyone who is in need of something like age concern or who is in need of help, really, just an assisting hand. Age Concern has many volunteers and they can help out with many things. And so September's
our first event. Look out for it.
Sounds like fun.
Yes, it'll be fun, and hopefully you can maybe come along.
Absolutely, that sounds very good.
Yes.
Really good. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure,
and
absolute
thank you
pleasure.
for informing everyone about this wonderful thing that you guys have going.
Thank you very much as well.
Thank you so much.
I can't believe that's a wrap for another week's recording of Marbella Now. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Marbella Marina, here in the Harbour Restaurant. It looks very private and prestigious in the Royal Maritime Club, and although it is prestigious, it isn't private. The restaurant, the Harbour, is open from 10 in the morning. You can eat all the way through the day, right until the evening, and this handsome young man on the end is Ugo. He'll take good care of you because you are very, very welcome. Thank you for joining us. You can watch recordings of this show, if you've missed it, at 8 o'clock any day on out from our website, marbellanowtv.com. Big thank you, round of applause for our guests and friends who've come to join us for the recording, and we'll see you again next week. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other. Bye! Bye! Bye!